Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to a Fresh Stories book chat, one of my favorite segments as a little girl that grew up writing and reading every single little thing I could. I love talking to experts and authors. We have a expert and an author here today, Dr. Lyons. Can you please introduce yourself?
Oh, absolutely. And thanks so much for having me, Olivia. It's
Of course.
such a treat, such an honor. So as Olivia said, I'm Dr. Gertrude Lyons. I am an author. I am a speaker. I just recently had my first TEDx speaking engagement that now has over almost 250,000 views.
Wow, that's amazing.
So super excited and happy to have that out there. I also am a coach. I lead retreats. I lead immersives. I lead um, uh, blessings like bridal blessings, baby blessings,
Mm,
lots of things in that world that are
I
near
love
and dear to
that.
my heart.
I love that. Well, we're going to have you on to do some divorce blessings. But right, we should
Exactly.
just
Every
yeah.
transition needs to be
Mhm,
acknowledged,
mhm,
right?
mhm, absolutely. Well, I can already tell from your energy why people hire you to do these things because you have such a beautiful energy. So, you wrote a book. Tell us about this book.
I would. Thank you. Re- I just love the invitation. It's like your baby. Like, tell me about your baby.
Yes,
Um,
yes. It's exactly what it
well,
is.
she's wonderful and she's
Yeah.
gorgeous and she's glorious. And I say that because everything from what I wanted in the book cover to carry an energy. It's called Rewrite the Mother Code From
Mhm.
Sacrifice to Stardust, a cosmic approach to motherhood. All right. So I'm hoping that as people hear that, it's like, oh, well, that's not a book for me. I'm not a mother. I'm either a guy or
Mhm.
motherhood isn't my thing. A big premise of the book, an overarching premise in the book is that we all mother. We all conceive, create, give birth for women who and people who are able to children, should we choose that. But also careers, ideas, dreams, relationships, pets, elderly parents, books, anything we're putting our caring, creative, nurturing, cyclical energy into, we're mothering.
Mm.
But, not a but, and most importantly, da 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 da, drum roll, the most important person we need to mother is ourselves. And that's what so much of what the rewriting part is about, because that is um been
Everything.
wired into us for
Yeah.
so long. So I'm really trying to debunk, have us explore what are those codes, what are myths, what is it about this whole atmosphere of mothering that is disempowering, that's restricting our experience, that's keeping us disconnected from ourselves and from each other. And it was it was a labor of love, and it really was a giving birth. It
Yeah.
really tracked, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have given birth to two daughters who are grown and adults now, and it's like, yeah, this is
Yep.
bringing me back. It's just like
100%.
this.
I was just talking to an author friend because we're in the process of writing a book too, and I said to her,
Yay.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're waiting on all these things," and I said, it really is like pregnancy," and she's a well-known writer, and she said, "Oh
Mm.
my gosh, it's exactly like pregnancy." So, yes. I'm so personally so excited. I am a mother, but I have many, many women in my life that I'm making a mental list of I'm gonna send them this book,
Oh, thank you.
and I think this is such an important overlooked topic. You know, in my personal experience, aunts, my sister is an amazing aunt to my boys, and she is as close to a mother as you would ever get to them,
Yeah.
in ways closer than I am to my own kids, right? I
Yes.
remember I was going through when I became a certified life coach, the program I was going through was led by a woman who was child free by choice,
Mhm.
and we were talking about, she said, "Well, I'm not a mother." And I said, "What are you talking about? You just
Mm.
birthed all these coaches into the world, right? You led us all into this journey." So I would love to know where this concept came from because you are
Mm.
a biological mother, right? You have
Mhm.
kids. So
Yeah.
what made you broaden your horizons and want to write about this?
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. It was one of those, I don't know, a little bit of a happy accident, so to speak, because when I set out to do, well, for tracking way back,
Yeah.
what led me to want to decide to do my doctorate and really study. the transformational opportunity, the self growth opportunity in motherhood specifically. Um, it was an event that was another adventure, another giving birth. But I realized looking back, my daughters were high school, college at the time, and I look back, I'm like, wow, there's so much I did consciously in this endeavor that I'm so grateful for and proud of.
Yeah.
And amidst all that, I lost myself, right? It's like, whoa, like I lost that thread or that kind of the leader in our family of rocking the boat. Like, let's use all of this for our transformation.
Mm,
There was a point I hit in new motherhood where it's like, no, too scary. I'm gonna kind of dabble in it a little bit still. And gosh darn it, there was a way to still kind of,
yeah.
my husband and I, it was a project for us that, kept us connected and together, but it,
Right.
it didn't deepen our intimacy. It didn't bring us closer together, but it was like a project.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm having all these realizations and I'm like, gosh, if I'm coaching women in this, if I'm in an environment that supposedly supports growth and development, because I was with an organization that's what we did. I'm director of
Mhm.
a couples and family program, and I let it go and struggled it. Like, this clearly isn't easy.
Yes.
So that's what
Yes.
got me on the doctoral path and like, let's study it. And in the midst of studying it, like a lot of, my own awareness is getting back in touch with myself had to happen. So in the process of doing that, I'm studying, I'm hearing things, I'm looking around and uh I was on a retreat and one of the things that just kind of happened to get dropped in it was like, like we all mother, it's just put in there like everyone, this is this connection we have. So I'm like, okay, doing my doctorate, I'm gonna bring that into my about my study, right?
Yep.
So I'm working with these women. We're doing I'm doing a workshop with them. So these were all what I wanted to do. These were all women who didn't have children yet. I hadn't
Okay.
had children. So I wanted to prepare them, right? Like here's
Mhm.
some preparation for the emotional growth aspect of this. And I'm like, I just was going to insert that little piece in there just to give them. It turned
Yeah.
out like, oh, they all just like opened up and shared how
Hmm.
they didn't think that, they had value unless they had kids, even though they had built a beautiful business or were CEOs of
Interesting.
companies or, kind of knew that that path was going to be difficult for them or if they ever could or would have children, to know that that wasn't their full value. And that's what
Hmm.
we've been wired with,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
that's your purpose, a woman
Well,
coming on this earth, like that's
it's a
what you're
very
supposed to do in the
patriarchal purpose.
patriarchal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, I do want to support, because motherhood is its own like real adventure and has its
Mhm.
own, but they're actually, wow, what if we all like were more connected? What if we dropped so much of this patriarchal wiring that we
Yep.
have that has kept us separate from each other, or judging each other like, oh, you have children, or oh, you don't have
Yeah.
children. I don't know how to
Yeah.
be with you if you don't have children.
Right.
But as
Right.
you just said, the importance of your sister and being an aunt
Mhm. Yeah.
and how we need to be with and support each other. So that's what I got like
Absolutely.
really driven by.
Yeah, you can see your passion there. So take us through the book. If somebody's going to
Sure.
pick this up, what does that look like? What does this book entail?
Yeah. So um of course I started out at the very beginning an invitation, right? This is an invitation for you in the subtitle from sacrifice to stardust. Like this is an invitation to go on a journey of letting go of these barriers, right? So one, it's like, what are the barriers? So the whole first part of the book is like, what are myths in the motherhood world?
Right.
What are codes that we've been wired with, and kind of lay those out, start exploring that, being, with some of the hard truths, and understanding that you going on this self discovery, self realization journey not only gives you, and what I hope, a more fulfilled, meaningful experience
Yeah.
in motherhood, it will ripple effect into the world. You are impacting global change, and change in our culture. And I just want you to know that you don't have to do anything about it, just
Yeah,
know
no,
that that's
yeah.
possible.
Yep.
And then, we start looking at like, okay, so here's the codes. Which ones, how do I start identifying which ones are really impacting me? And I take them through like what, you know, and I invite, you can go as deep as you want. You can work with a coach. You can go like really deep or
Mhm.
just raise your awareness. Right. So then you get to start looking at like, well, what do I want my mother code to be? Like,
Mm.
if I'm not going to just look externally and look outside of myself for
Mm.
if I'm doing if this right or being judged or that, like, let's make this about what I value. What do I desire? What are, my principles and values that I want to orient to?
Yep.
And kind of F everyone else, so to speak,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
listen to you, but I'm going to come back to myself. How do I
Yep.
follow my intuition? Like, what is I have an intuition and it
Right.
matters,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
getting those things back online to then, and if we stop there, like, amazing, great.
Yep.
Like, we are
Yeah.
now owning our experience.
Yep.
We now feel like we have agency. We have um, we can create this experience for ourselves. And then, if you just kind of keep going with that, you realize like, oh, like this opens me up to, what led to the cosmic motherhood, which is more realizing there's universal wisdom and truths that I can tap into, once I let go of
Yeah.
these external barriers. I can one of them that I name that's a little maybe evocative is that pain is a portal, right? Like,
Mhm.
we're so trained that pain is like bad, four-letter word, get rid of it. But, it's an energy. And if we work
Yeah.
with that energy,
Yeah.
it can be ecstatic. It can be amazing. Right.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
we can branch into that arena. And I just want to invite and that people know that this is, what's available to us should we choose it.
I pulled up the book, that's what I was typing here because I wanted to
Uh-huh.
look at the cover closer. It is a beautiful cover of the book,
Thank
first of all.
you.
What comes up for me is that it's so layered, right? There's so many things you could dig
Hmm.
into here. I'm thinking of, I love this concept of like rewriting the mother code to mother yourself and to grandmother yourself, right? And to take
Hmm.
care of yourself. And the mother code is also mother nature, right? It's connecting back to that as well. And that's
Yep.
what I get from the cover of your book too, is it's like we need to, it's almost mythical, right? It's like we need to like
Hmm.
reestablish our relationship with, Persephone and all of the beautiful
Yeah.
goddesses, right? That
Yeah.
helped us through the seasons so that we can figure out who we are. But that is really hard to do when you've never dug that deep before. So
Hmm.
for people that are thinking about this book and you have beautiful reviews up, I was just looking at the Amazon page. Um that where's a good place, obviously page 1, but where's a good place to get
Yeah.
started? Like when you pick up this book and you're like, "Wow, my mind is blown, but I feel overwhelmed at this process." Where is
Mhm.
a good place to get started there, doctor?
No, that's such a great question, Olivia, because I don't, the last thing I want is for people to think, "Oh, here's like another way to try and do motherhood right," or,
Right.
like, I'm so it's so overwhelming and busy, like, this is something to add to my to-do list, and it's something I really wanna another myth I wanna debunk in there that, um, the self-mothering doesn't have to take a lot of time or money, um and that we can start like, some examples I give of like, okay, if I'm just want to give myself a little taste or put my foot in the water a little bit, it's um, realizing that my emotions are my superpower and
Mm,
I can just in any part of my day and, gratitude and emotions, like reconnecting with those
mm,
um, is something that can give us so much healing, empowerment, nourishment. But the emotional part, if I just start a few times a day, start asking myself, what am I feeling right now? Right? What was I feeling like a few minutes ago? And just start tracking and tuning in. Like
yeah,
that's going to start the process of tuning into ourselves, where our intuition lies, that we can understand all of our emotions have a purpose. We're
yeah,
not trying to get rid of any and whatnot, but we want to like start. accessing them and listening to them and discovering what those are, because those are mine. Like, we're emotional beings that think,
Yeah.
right? So if we
Yeah.
can just start by that's like and I'm not saying that's easy either. Like, none of these,
Mm-mm.
like, because if they're not habits we have, they're all going to feel like new
Yeah.
habits.
Yep.
Um, but something we can do in any given day is like look and see, where did I feel an emotion today, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a
And
hard
just
question.
acknowledge it,
Yeah.
not judge it, right? Not
Yeah.
say like, "Oh god,
Right.
I was angry all day." It's like, you probably weren't, you know,
Right.
you and start having some compassion for ourselves
Yeah.
and an awareness that that our emotions aren't a bad thing, right? And because
Yeah.
we've been taught that they are, and
Often,
to
yes.
start
And I feel
tuning
like
into them.
absolutely. I'm so excited. I just added it to my cart, by the way. And so I'm so excited. But I think also I'm an artist as well, and I come from a family of artists, and so I've seen such beautiful work, right, come through people, men and women, right, and I think when we can utilize a book like this as a tool for ourselves, it does deepen our connection with our art and our creativity as a founder, right? As a CEO, as an artist,
Yep.
whatever it is, not just as a mother, right? But like you said, to mother anything. Yeah. So this really is a book for any woman that
Yeah.
wants to really like cultivate a deeper connection with their self and the things that they are creating, which is
100%.
really awesome.
And
So, yeah.
I do have men read it, and I invite men to read it, and for 2 reasons. One, to be aware and to support the women in their
Yeah.
lives, with it, but also it's a feminine energy. Mothering is an energy that we all, and for us all to value it, for us to, men and
Mhm.
women can access it,
Yeah.
and just like, we've been trained to believe that we're only supposed to access masculine energies.
Mhm. Mhm.
No, like, in synergy, they're
Yeah.
beautiful together.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited, about this book, and where can people buy it?
Okay, well, that you can buy it online,
Yep.
right? You can, as you said, just put it in your cart in Amazon.
Yep.
You can go to your local bookstore. If they don't have it, they'll get it for you,
Okay, great.
which is a wonderful thing.
Mhm.
It's, on my website, drgertrudelyons.com.
Mhm.
There's a link there that shows you can click on other places, like if you want to buy it,
Yep.
from bookshop, or, other ways that
Yep.
people buy books. So all those ways, yes, you
All
can
those
get it.
ways, and where can people follow you and hear everything awesome that you're doing?
Thank you. They can follow me on social. I'm mainly right now on Instagram at Dr. Gertrude Lyons, and
Mhm.
it's Lyons with a Y, and Gertrude is GertrudeDr, Dr. Gertrude Lyons. But also, if you search Rewrite the Mother Code or Dr. Gertrude Lyons, I also have a TEDx talk, um, and you can find me there. I have a podcast called Rewrite the Mother Code. So
Mhm. Yes.
any of those places.
Awesome. We will link to the all in the show notes. Well, we appreciate you so much, Dr. Lyons.
Mm,
This is such a necessary book for so many people, and it really is going to change
yeah.
lives. So, thank you for taking the time to be passionate about it and to get your words into the world.
Thank you, Olivia. Thanks so much.